Hello out there. I want to use this medium to invite you to a conference we call Search the Scripture Conference, which holds on the 16th and 17th of February in the city of Ibadan, Senfex High School, Mokola. The theme is the priesthood of all believers, and I believe that it is so crucial to the heart of the Lord and for where we are in the body of Christ today, as well as our ultimate destination, which is perfection and conforming to the full measure of the stature of Christ. So what I want to do in 7 short videos, I will share a few things around that topic in the hope that your heart might be stirred and interest will be renewed in you to pay a closer attention to that topic, because like I said, it is a crucial matter in the heart of the Lord, and it should be for you and I too, those of us who are believers and saints through the finished work of Jesus Christ. Why is it crucial? You see, if we look at the 16th century Reformation that was spearheaded by Martin Luther. Martin Luther nailed 95 theses on the cathedral door, which became the springboard for the Reformation back then. I can crystallize all those 95 theses and the truths that he was trying to communicate then. I can crystallize them all into 2 essential truths, and that is justification by faith and the priesthood of all believers. And when you look at all the religions of the world, you will find out that these 2 truths are things that they cannot even preach or subscribe to. It is only the Christian faith that teaches and holds the belief that justification is by faith alone in the person and the finished work of Christ. All other religions, depend on some kind of work to earn their salvation. And again, all other religions have, as part of their setup, the fact of the clergy and the laity. Again, only the Christian faith, the faith of Christ in the New Testament, preaches and holds onto the belief that all believers are priests, and that completely removes the idea of a minority as the clergy and then the majority as the laity. But while I can say that in the body of Christ, to a very large extent, we have been able to embrace and live in the reality of justification by faith. Even though if we look at certain sectors of the body of Christ today, you realize that there is a gradual reintroduction of other things, as an addition to the faith, and that brings in legalism, but by and large, I think we have been able to live in the reality of justification by faith in the body. But for the second truth, which is the priesthood of all believers, it has eluded us. We have not been able to give it practical expression, even though we believe it, we preach it in many times, but for 500 years now, we have not been able to give it practical expression, except for occasional periods of revival in history, where you discover that those revivals, for the most part, were spearheaded by laymen, unordained ministers, young people who were passionate for God's move in the earth. Except for those times, for the other parts of Christian history, what have been our defining reality is the fact of the clergy and the laity. Why this is very crucial is that these 2 truths, the justification by faith and priesthood of all believers, are actually the fundamental truths that define and make and distinguish the New Testament from the Old Testament. I will say that on these two truths rests the entire economy of God in the New Testament. And so when we tamper with either of these two truths, when we compromise either of these two truths in any way, we are jeopardizing God's program in the New Testament. We are destroying the very essence, what makes the faith of Christ unique, what distinguishes it from the Old Testament, and what distinguishes it from all the other religions of the world. That's why it's very crucial for us to constantly, reaffirm these truths, because these truths are spiritual things that if we do not constantly reaffirm and hold tenaciously onto, they will slip from our grasp. Just like I said earlier, justification by faith in one way or the other in some sectors of the Christian faith, you find out that it's slipping. And it's important for us to do battle. There is a need for us to do battle against the spirit of declension, against the spirit of corruption, the spirit of error in the body of Christ, because there is an adversary that we are warring against. The adversary is age-long strategy is to take what is a genuine, restoration truth of God and then corrupt it and make it end up to be another religious thing, just dead works. And this is the battle that we are the essence of this meeting, which I trust that the Lord will help us to be able to accomplish, is to bring back to the front burner, in the body of Christ, what exactly does it mean, the priesthood of all believers? How can we give it practical expression? And I believe that the Lord will visit us afresh once again this meeting. If you are in a Badwan environment, please consider joining us for this meeting. And I'm sure that it will be an exciting time of exposition and interacting with the Spirit of Truth. You can register online at bit.ly/STSC 2018. All right, and till I come your way again, it's goodbye for now.